So guys, how everybody doing? Man, I drank plenty water this. Patrick Martins, how far? How are you doing? How is everybody doing? Andrew, I see you big time. Patrick, I'm doing okay. Omari said the dog is a racist. Okay, well, man, so everything is set. Miss Folashade is in the building. So guys, this Sunday, guys, give me 1 second. Give me just 1 second. So, now, today's broadcast is going to be an interesting one. It's going to be, man, I love my beard, though. I love my beard. I want to have it till here, you know. Then when you see me, you see a real man, big time. Yes, so beard makes a man. So guys, this morning I am here to tell you why you should not renovate your home. Share this broadcast. Some people may not understand this. I am here to tell you why you should not renovate that apartment, that house, or that shop. How many are we here? How many people do we have here? Johnny, how are you doing? Good to have you in the building. Patrick, I want to wait a bit for more people to join us. And this broadcast, I'm going to share real life experience with you. This is my kitchen, oh, this is my kitchen, oh. The kitchen, there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm going to make a video. I'm going to make... You see that dog? You see that dog I posted? That dog, okay, I don't need to talk anything. You see, each time I go to the garden to do something, wait, I'm going to make more videos about that dog. That dog, that dog has been like that for over 2 years. Every time that dog sees me, that dog will bark, 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 bark. I will kick that dog one day. Johnny, you subscribed. Thank you. You subscribed. That man is afraid of me. Oh. That man you saw there, he's very, very, he's scared of me. I always tell him to control that dog. Until one day, yeah, so Miss Folashade, yes, now, why not? We need to, even I need that party. I need a party. I need a party. That man, every time, that man will bring that dog to come in front of our building and make Lulu to come and urinate. Many years ago, I set trap for that man with that his little dog. He will come in front of our building and make the dog will urinate. He has been, he does it intentionally. I warned him. I set a camera up here. I said, one day, the day I will catch you, I will go and give it to the police and you pay fine. He will pay like maybe 500 euros and his eye will clear. Man, why am I not getting comments? Please, why am I not getting comments on my Facebook? Somebody should, please, can you make a comment here? If you don't make a comment, I need to off this my Facebook and on it again. I don't know why I'm not getting comments. Can somebody comment now on Facebook, please? Nobody. Okay, you know what's going to happen now? I'm going to go out. I'm going to log out and come back again because if you cannot comment, it does not make any sense. I'm not seeing any comments. Miss Folashad, I see you, I appreciate you. Or do I leave it like that? Do you want me to leave it like that? Let me leave it like that. But I'm not seeing comments on Johnny, you like my heart. I thank you. Jordan, okay, let me, because I'm not seeing comments. Maybe people are commenting, but I'm not seeing it. Jordan, I want to off it and on it again. I want to switch it off and then switch it on. Guys, just give me 1 second. I'm seeing on TikTok, I'm seeing the comments on TikTok, but on Facebook, I'm not seeing. Let me off it. I'm coming back 1 second. Guys, just give me 1 second, please. You see, I just want to off it and on it so that I will be seeing comments. Please, just give me 1 minute. I don't understand this handy sometimes or this thing. Nice, I see you. Nice, I see you. Just 1 second, please. Just give me 1 second, please, guys. Sorry for the interruption. I need to do this in fast. Please, just give me 1 minute. I'm in the mood this morning to talk. I don't need to even give title. I don't want people to. Yes, now. Okay, now. Yes, now people can join me. So guys, I'm back again. I hope I'll be seeing comments. Now, the topic for this morning is don't renovate your VB. We call it VB. That's it. I see you. Now, yes, I'm seeing comments now. The topic for this morning is do not renovate your apartment or your house or your store. Don't renovate any of this at all. Jordan, sir, I see you. I will give you real life stories why you should, and I will tell you why you should not renovate your store, your home, or the apartment you rented. Jordan, I see you. 1 second. Man, I'm running up and down like a junkie. It's unbelievable. So I'm back. I'm just running up and down like a junkie, which I'm not. I went outside, I came back, I caught cold. When I went outside to go shoot that video, you know, that video you saw me where I filmed that dog. I made other videos. So it was very Hope or Saratin. It too, I see you. So when I went outside, I caught cold. So, but now I'm feeling better. Now you are welcome, guys. This is, see, did you see this my kitchen now? To renovate, to put a new kitchen. My wife said I should make a video about it. I'm not going to make any video. Okorie, Chidebere Sunday. You mean that dog? That dog, you see that dog? Okay, just wait. I will tell you stories about that dog. So, this kitchen, this small kitchen, to buy a new one, we don't actually need anything. No? The gas cook is working very well. Everything is working very well. But you know, women, my wife wants to buy a new kitchen. She said because these ones, I mean, these things we have here, she wants to, a company needs to come and fix things for 6,000 euros. That money is enough. Then I'm going to make a video of the windows and show you guys 8,000 euros. Where is the money going to come from? I will come to that later. But then, I am here to tell you why you should not renovate your apartment, your home, or your store. Don't be in a rush, because I know some people will be here to, scream. Why not? You want to live a better life and things like that. A lot of people will come and begin to scream. I had a shop. I told you guys I had many shops here in this city. Back then, I had many shops. Now listen. In the year 2002, I rented a shop where I ran a call shop, telephone shop, where people come and make calls, make phone calls and things like that. Surf online, use my internet, things like that. Telephone, call center, so to say. I had a call center in 3rd District. Listen. Now, that store, I rented it. And then I was paying like 400 euros roughly for that store. Either 400 euros a month for that store. That was how much I paid monthly. Every month, I paid 400 euros for that shop. But the parquet burden, the floor, wasn't good. The show glass was not good. In fact, that shop was of low standard. When people come into the shop, they tell me that shop needed renovation. It wasn't my kind of shop, like the kind of place I was supposed to be running a business. But the thing that happened was that shop was in a good location. The location was good. So I was getting customers. Listen to this. I'm telling you, not insurance. It's not insurance I don't own the shop. I rented the shop. Get the message right. I rented the shop. Okay? Now, I was running a business because that shop wasn't, looking good. From the show glass and, the front looked so old. My wife suggested I should renovate the shop. And listen attentively. My wife suggested we should renovate that shop. And how much do you think I needed to renovate that shop? 10,000 to 12,000 euros or more to renovate that shop. A shop, listen, share this broadcast so that people can learn. A shop I don't own. And if I fail to pay rent, if I fail to pay the rent, 1 month, 2 months, the third month, they will send me packing. If I don't pay rent, after 3 months, they send me packing. Whether I renovated that store, that shop with 50,000 euros or 100,000 euros, nobody cares. So, when my wife suggested I renovate that shop, I was very young, 2002 then, that was like 20, so many years ago. Listen to what I did. I took my time. I thought about it for a while. Why should I spend like 12 or 15,000 euros to renovate a shop I don't own? Share this broadcast because a lot of people will learn from this. I said no. I decided not to renovate that shop. Anybody that wants to come and patronize me should come and patronize me. But I made sure that shop was clean. Guess what? After like 2 years of staying in that shop, my business collapsed. I lost interest in that business because at the time, social media, what's it? This smartphone came, YouTube, people can call on WhatsApp, Messenger, and the rest of them. So call center business began to die gradually. So business was no longer flowing. First of all, telephone card came out. Skype and the rest. Not even that. There was a telephone card. We bought telephone card, 5 euros back in the days. That telephone card you used to make international call. Iron Man, I see you. There was a telephone card. I don't know where you live. Telephone card, if you want to call Africa, you put a PIN code and you call for hours. All those telephone card, Skype, Messenger, WhatsApp came. And that was what, if you come to Vienna now, you cannot even see car shops anymore. So that was what ruined my business. Viber and the rest, Patrick Match, that ruined my call shop. That my call shop gradually, collapsed. That money I wanted to use and renovate my shop, I invested it in something else. And today I'm smiling. Had I renovated that shop, I would have renovated that shop for the owner of that shop, the main owner of that shop. That would be the most foolish thing to do. Share this broadcast. There are some people, they hear others are doing business, they jump into business with that. Or see, I will give you guys a lot of stories. Yes, so Imas, there are so many messenger too. There are so many call cards then. 5 euros. It costed 5 euros back then. Not because then it was cheaper, but I don't see it anymore. I don't know if they still sell all those core cards. Now, there was one guy. There was one guy, very handsome guy. I was his best man on his wedding day. I was his best man. He usually come to my boutique to come patronize me. The guy liked me. He was a good customer of mine. Each time I go bring wares from US, the guy would come to my shop to collect a lot. So we got along well together. When he eventually found himself a beautiful European woman, he now invited me to be his best man on his wedding day. Listen, because then I was making money selling clothes. My shop was going, as a guy man who knows what's up. If I go to Yangi, where each time I travel, you are planning to renovate your house. Don't listen to me. Don't renovate anything. Listen to me. Just listen to me. Don't renovate anything. Don't listen to me. Don't renovate any house, any apartment, any store. Experience is talking here. Listen. When I tell people, if I tell you my experience in life, but let me continue with my story. So this guy, I was his best man on his wedding day. He married a beautiful woman. That time the wife was pregnant. Because that guy was a customer of mine, he saw how I was making money. So he picked interest in business. Then he decided to go into call shop, to go into that call center, to open call center, like the way I did back then. He decided to open a call center. Now, this guy went to 15 districts, collected a shop. Did you know what the guy did? He did not tell me. You know how life goes. At the time, I lost contact. I stopped seeing him. The next time I saw him, he told me he has a business, a call center somewhere. Because, some people don't want to go to work. They just want to have their own business. This guy told me he has opened a DC. I said, okay, I will come and see where you are running your business. Now, this guy called me on telephone and asked me, was this how expensive to run a business is? I said, what do you mean? He said he spent 15,000 euros to renovate the shop where he was staying. I carry hand for head. I said, boy, who told you, who asked you to do that? You spent 15,000 euros to renovate a shop you don't own. He said he has been looking for me. He has been looking for me. I said, you've been looking for me. So, don't you have your own brain? Now, I went to the shop and I saw how the guy renovated the shop to first class standard. You know how Europeans, run their businesses. He renovated his shop to European level. See, After 2 years, his business collapsed. Listen attentively so that you will learn. I'm keeping it real here today. After 2 years, the guy's business collapsed. He wanted the owner of the shop to refund him the money he invested in the shop. The man said nobody asked him. That guy lost 15,000 euros. And not only that, the money he invested in the business. I guess the guy borrowed money from the bank. I guess he borrowed money from the bank to renovate that shop. And to invest in it. Guess what? After a while, the guy began to call me. He called me for some time. I spoke with him. He said we were going to meet. And today the guy ran away. I don't see him anymore. He was complaining of financial struggles, the financial challenges he faced as a result of the shop he opened. That means, listen attentively, because of people that come online to deceive you. That means the guy dashed the owner of that shop 15,000 euros. The guy dashed the owner of that shop 15,000 euros. Let me keep that one by the side. Many of you, many people living here, many people watching me now are living in rented homes, rented apartments, rented whatever. The worst mistake you will make, listen, na me dey talk. Don't say I did not warn you. Don't say I did not warn you. Now old school they talk here. Now old school they talk. The worst mistake you will make, and a lot of people make that mistake, is you rent an apartment or a house and you begin to renovate it. Like you change the doors and begin to renovate the house. If I catch you, see, what you've got to do, if you rent an apartment, this is why I say a lot of people labor in vain. That's why you see some people spend years in abroad and they achieved nothing. Many people spent years in abroad and achieved nothing. Now, if you rent a new apartment or new building, what the highest investment there is, rent that apartment. Buy movable properties. That is properties you can move. That is, if you are parking out, you can take it. It's your personal property. Are you listening to me? Buy properties like bed, there are some properties you buy by the time you are moving out of that, it will be useless. Let me continue. In 2007, we lived in a rented apartment in 12 districts. We call it Gemeinde Wohnung. You call it in UK, council house. Gemeinde Wohnung. We buy furniture, your own furniture that you can move. Whenever you want to park out there, something that belongs to you, you can move. Let me keep going. Now, my wife is somebody that she likes to do her thing. Do you understand me? She's somebody that likes doing her thing. I'm not that kind of a person, because this morning before she left, she said, I always think about Africa. Why do I always calculate euro to to African currency. She said, I'm a local man. I told her I'm not a local man, but I use my brain. She went. She called me a local man. She said, I look big, this, but I'm a local man. I said, I cannot waste money that I don't have. So what she did was, 2007, we moved packed into Gemeinde an apartment, government-owned apartments. She said she does not like the kitchen, the same thing again. She said she doesn't like the kitchen. You know what? My wife now ordered kitchen of about 5,000 euros. You know this kitchen that's electric cook, that if you put it, you don't see fire. You don't see any flame of fire, no flame. That's, you know, that kitchen, like this glass here. She ordered it, and it has Luftung, you know. When you cook, there is what we call it Luftung. Yeah, ceramic, you know. Then it has the smoke, the vapor, the smoke will be going somewhere. It has like, what's it called? If I remember the name, I tell you. I said to her, what do you need these things for? We came from poor families in Africa. Ventilator, yeah. Ginger, ventilator. You know that kitchen now? Chimney, yeah, exactly, that's it. It has all that pipe. Yes. She ordered it. 5,000. I said, this money is enough for us to invest in Africa. If you see mistakes, I said this 5,000 euro could buy us a land somewhere in Africa. She said we are not living in Africa. What is it? She wants to live good. She said we are not living in Africa. Yeah, every time I'm talking about Africa, but we are living here. One day, I saw the company bring the kitchen. If you see kitchen, if you see the standard of the kitchen, how much were we paying for the apartments? We were paying 750 euros for the apartments. 750 euros for the apartments. Listen attentively. They brought the kitchen. That apartment was like a duplex, but government owned. We were struggling to pay the rent. My wife herself was working day and night. 750 euros, excluding other bills like electricity, gas, and the other things. And we have other financial responsibilities. Food, children, you know, then parents were alive. Car insurance and the rest of them. We struggled in this apartment till we had to pack. The story did not end there. We had to pack. We called people that helped us to carry our, if you see, load. Now, the thing is, that particular kitchen she bought for 5,000 euros. They are not here. I don't know, even the men, this thing that they came to fix, that cook that had this kind of, that ceramic, that cook now, I don't know where it is. Maybe it is in the cellar. We are not using it here. The whole, that, what is it called? Ventilator, that chimney or whatever you call it. We throw away the whole thing. Because the size of the kitchen there and this our kitchen is not the same. That kitchen, the kitchen we had in 12 districts and this our kitchen now, is not the same. So that was how 5,000 euros went down the drain. Now the thing is somewhere in the cellar. I said, since that time, 2007, I said I was going to take it to Africa. It's in the cellar now. It's in our cellar down. 5,000 euros. Don't you see our kitchen? Did you see anything? And then this was the one which he got when we came in here. This one, are simple ones. That 5,000 euros gone. A lot of people made this mistake. I'm going to continue. See, he said, are you going to control? Is she a small? You don't. He said, why did I allow her? If you don't do it, they tell you that you don't want them to live good life. This is not about this. Hey, stop. I'm sharing content. I'm sharing content, something people will learn from. Do you understand what I mean? Now, there are so many people who rented apartments. There are so many people who rented apartments. What's it called? Council houses. Other people's apartments and renovated it to standard. I told you after two years, we packed out from there. And we renovated, so many people renovated where they are living. I do not know who is watching me. If you don't own that house, don't renovate it. Don't renovate that house. The only house you can renovate is the one you own. Listen attentively, let me tell you. The only one you can renovate is the house you own. If you say maybe the floor is not okay, maybe the fleasing, the parquet boarding, the ties, anything, the windows, don't take because you want to impress your friends and renovate a house or apartment you don't own. Any house you don't own, don't renovate it. Highest you paint that house. If you renovate that house, as you are parking, you will not carry another person's building. No, you will not carry maybe the doors. You will not carry the door. You will not carry the toilets. You will not carry anything. There are some toilets, VC toilets that they sell 3,000 euros. 3,000 euros for toilets. Toilet seat where you sit and pull. Where you sit and pull. Now, there are people who rented an apartment. You rented an apartment and you went to buy toilet seat of maybe 1,000 euros. Say you want to give yourself a good life. You are a fool. You are a fool. If you are parking, you will leave that toilet seat there. The doors you changed, the windows you changed, especially kitchen. Especially kitchen. Women, many women men are fond of buying new kitchen. That kitchen, there are so many, at times, some people will leave all the investments in that building. The money you invested in that apartment, in that building, will go down the drain. After, some will go start asking the landlord to balance them their money. No landlord is balancing you any money. Nobody is balancing you any money. Onye binu no mmadụ adị akụ flower. It's just like you rented a compound, a bungalow, and you planted flowers. You planted that flowers and that beautiful trees for the owner of that compound, not for you. Do you understand me? You rent that apartment. You rent that apartment. Just give me 1 second. 1 second, let me come. Are you getting the point now? Somebody said, but the landlord did not ask you to renovate. You want to live good now. You want to live good. You want to live, that is it. See, some people are foolish. That is, they make senseless investments. You think you are living a good life, but you are being foolish. You are working for somebody else. You think you want to give yourself a good life, a quality life, but you are just working for somebody else. The only house you can renovate, the only apartment you can put any amount of money. Somebody said you ruin your property, you are joking. So you expect a tenant to renovate your property. Do you know what I mean? Let me continue with what I'm talking. Now, the only apartment or house you can renovate is the one you own, your own house. You can live, you can invest any amount of money, how you want it. Maybe you do the kitchen, you do the sitting room, the bedroom, the children room, or whatever, however you want, even the lawn outside. You can see, renovating a council house, you are wasting money. Council house is government owned apartments or buildings in UK. You are wasting money. Instead, buy your own property and renovate it how you want it. Renovate your own apartment how you want it. This is why you see a lot of people spend years in abroad and went home with nothing. I'm not saying you must go home, but at the end of the day, they regret in old age. You see their old age, they regret. I prefer to manage life. I'm not living my life to impress anybody. Yes, philanthropist. Renovating someone else's property is senseless. Do you understand me? Come to my home. Tell me I'm not living well. That's the highest thing you do is you laugh at me. Do you understand me? The highest thing you do is you laugh at me. You tell me I'm not living good. That I did not renovate my house to standard. Finish. I rather prefer to use that money and buy a property in Africa than spend it on somebody's property. Do you understand what I mean? I rather what? How did I get which money? Okay, somebody is asking me, how did I get the money? Am I the same age with you? Are we of the same age? Why are you asking stupid questions? Do I look like your age mates? Why should you ask a man, how did he get money? If you make some stupid question, if you ask, let me block this man now. I'll block this man now from. I blocked that fellow. You don't come here and tell me what. You don't come here and ask stupid questions. I'm not your age mate. You don't ask me how I make money or if I have made money or I didn't make money. So, instead of you renovating a property you don't know, you don't own, a shop, a store you don't own, use that money and buy a property of your own. Or, use that money and buy a property. If that money is enough, you use that money and buy a property of your own. So let me see the person that made a request. Let's listen to the person that made a request.
Hello?
We are listening to you. Hello, good day.
Hey, hello, how are you? I'm from Holland. I used to follow you.
Oh. Keep talking, we are listening to you. Keep talking, we are listening to you.
You are listening to me. Are you Igbo?
Do you have anything you to say? Tribe does not has nothing to do with the program I'm running here.
No, I'm here. I'm continuing with your program. I'm hearing you. What do you mean by? I used to hear you. What do you mean by property? That instead, I live in Holland for almost 30 years. I bought a house here. So what do you mean by instead of repairing? What do you mean instead of repairing your property, you wish to buy a property? What do you mean by that?
That is the way you are asking me question is rude.
Sorry. No, it's not roots. We live in Europe. We don't say roots. We Africans, we respect. I don't know your age, but I respect you. Why are you saying it's roots? You don't say it's roots.
Okay.
You say, instead of look at the question. It's a very intelligent question you are putting. We Africans that we live long in Europe don't underestimate our education ability. You say instead of repairing, you need to buy. But it doesn't make sense.
Okay, let me come. Good question. Okay. What I said was, I don't know when you started listening to me.
Oh, just now.
Okay, you just came now. You did not, because I've been running this program now for close to 40 minutes or thereabouts.
Then you're right. So sorry. I just at the last sentence you say.
No problem, but listen to me now. We can have intelligent discussion. Now, I said, if you are living in a rented apartment or in a listen.
I didn't get the sense. Yes, I understand you.
Okay, if you are living in a rented apartment or a rented house or a rented shop where you run your business, don't renovate it. A rented apartment, a rented house, a rented shop, don't renovate it, because if your business crumbles, if your business collapses, the owner, you renovated the house for the rightful owner of the building.
It's true.
Listen, I've had friends who owned businesses here, renovated it, and later their businesses collapsed, and their money went down the drain.
It's true. It doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Because I live in what you are saying in Holland, like 30 years ago, I used to rent like an apartment, but thank God I bought a house. So it didn't make sense. If you rent a house and you repair it, it's not your own. It doesn't make sense. You are right. You are right what you are saying.
Now I said,
yes.
I said, if you own the apartment or the house you are living in, you can renovate it because you own it.
Of course, it's an investment.
You own it. But there are so many people who rented apartments. They invested so much in these apartments, and when they were unable to pay for the apartments, or when they have issue with the owner of the apartment, they will be asked to leave. And the money they invested in these apartments or these houses has gone.
It's true. It's not like they say there's a proverb in Dutch. They say you throw a glass of water into sea. The sea doesn't belong to you. Do you understand what it means? It has a saying in Dutch. If you put a cup of water in a cup, you throw it in the sea. It doesn't make sense because the house is not yours.
That's what I'm talking.
You're right. You're right, my brother. You're right.
Good.
So sorry, I apologize. Sorry for misquoting your sentence because I just tip your. I heard what you're saying the last sentence. I apologize for what the inconvenience. Sorry, my brother.
No, it's okay. Thank you. I appreciate you too. We are not. Maybe when next I am running a program, you listen attentively. Stay for a while. Listen to what I'm saying before you make a request. I bring you in, then you say your mind.
Yes, thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I appreciate
I
you.
follow you a lot. I used to follow you a lot if I'm free. So I used to follow your programs. It's very interesting.
Okay.
Those who are new in Europe, we live I live very long here.
Yeah, the same thing with me. You know.
I know. I know almost your story. I know because I follow you for a long time. The time you were caught by police, I follow you for a long time.
Yeah.
Very long time. I know a little bit background of your own because if I tell you are Igbo, I'm Hausa. This is the first Hausa man. Maybe you hear him talking.
Okay. Here in Vienna, there are only one Hausa man who worked at the embassy back then in the 90s, and the man later went back. Many Hausas are not in Vienna here. I've not met anyone.
I know. Because me, I used to follow your program a lot. Because we Hausa, we don't travel.
No.
We don't. But me, I don't know what goes. I live for almost 30 years here, so I live very long.
Okay.
So thank you, my brother. Thank you for the program. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, let me bring somebody else in. Ikem, now you can talk. I'm listening to you, Ikem.
Yeah, good afternoon, Uncle Roddy. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Let me. Okay, keep talking. I wanted to go ask. Okay, keep talking. Let me listen to you.
I just wanted to add to what you are saying, which is very clear, that you can't renovate a property that you rented from somebody. But there's something I want to add for in case for people living in England. When you get council property, when you get a property from the council, like they call it like council flat or council house here, under the right to buy, after 3 years, you can apply to buy that property from the council and you get a rebate. So if the house, for instance, is worth about 200,000 pounds, you might get a rebate of almost like 50, 60,000, depending on there. So you can buy, if you intend to buy a property that you got from the council, like a government building, then you can actually start, if you know that you want to eventually buy it over, you can start doing some things on it because you know that you want to buy it. But apart from that, what we are saying is very clear, and I understand. All right.
Yeah, that is understandable because according to what you said, if the tenant has the intention of buying the property, that tenant can then renovate it. You understand me? Because he has the plan of buying it. That is understandable. But I'm talking about people who don't own the apartments and who have no intention of buying the property.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Your point is valid. Let me hear from Mr. A. Amazing. Okay, hello.
Hello, bros. I just want to clarify a couple of things, to be honest.
Okay.
The first thing I will say is that I think it depends on the situation on ground. You understand? Because let's assume that you lease a property for 5, because there's what they call short-term let and long-term let. Short-term let is anything like maybe 6 months. Any property you are going to live in, maybe anything above 1 year or 2 years or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Me, personally, I don't see any reason why you should not make it, give a facelift. I will use the word facelift to satisfy your need. You understand? I won't use the word renovate, but I will use the word give a facelift to satisfy your personal need. So, because it depends on circumstances here. Let's say, for instance, now I rented an apartment, and when I go into the apartment, I don't like the kitchen. The kitchen is really old, and I approach the landlord, and I tell the landlord that, landlord, I'm intended to stay in this property for like 5 years. I don't like this kitchen. What can you do for me? The landlord replied, I don't have the money. I don't intend to renovate any kitchen. Okay, let's come into some sort of agreement. If I do this, if I put 60% down, would you be able to take the responsibility for the 40% from the rent? You negotiate your ways. You don't do things and then, maybe the landlord now gets to know later in the day and now be like, okay, you want that landlord to take the responsibility of it. Because I'm here, I'm talking from the perspective of landlord and somebody that manages properties for people. You understand? When you carry people along and you have an agreement prior to that thing that you want to put into their property, you are not allowed to do some things in property anyway.
I'm listening to you.
Do anything, you have to seek a consent.
Okay.
You understand? So when you give that consent and the landlord is agreed to it, and then you come to a sort of agreement that, okay, to say you take 60%, I take 40%, and my 40% will be coming from the tenancy. I see no reason why somebody cannot put a proper facelift into where they are living. An LD environment is an LD soul. You understand? You are the one living there. I'm not the one living there. So that is my opinion.
Well, somehow I disagree with your own point. You understand what I mean now? Because, see, there are people who rented apartments because of the urgency. Maybe they, as at the time they got the apartment, they were homeless. They needed where to stay, where to be living. And there are apartments that are not habitable. Say maybe the bedroom has issues, or maybe the toilet has issues, or maybe the kitchen has issues. But because of the urgency, because they need that apartment urgently, they rented that apartment. And you see some of them spend their money in maybe renovating that bedroom. Do you know what it costs to renovate the smaller, any small thing you touch here in Europe? In Europe, will take you like, it's thousands. Just I spoke about the windows. Just to change 3 windows here costs 8,000 euros. I don't call a plumber here. If you call a plumber to come and help you with plumbing work, they will take 300 euros, 250 euros. Just for plumbing work. Anything, even ordinary, a crack on the wall. See you, a crack on the wall might take you, that is, even all this crack on the wall, they might even take like 5,000 euros to repair a crack on the wall, for instance. So if you rent an apartment in abroad and then you want to touch anything you want to touch, are we talking about the material cost or the workmanship? So before, you cannot, how do you want to do it? Some kitchen here, some kitchen in Europe here will cost you 15,000 euros. Some kitchen. It depends on the size of your kitchen. Mary J, let's hear from you. So now.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. I live in the UK, yeah. And I have been a tenant. I bought my own home. In the process, I'm a single parent. I've got 2 adult daughters. I'm in the process of buying my second house for them to live in. And I absolutely agree with you. When you are a tenant, you can't touch nothing in that property. If anything is broken, you need to report to your landlord. Most landlords are supposed to have a landlord insurance anyways. And there are some things you do in your property you cannot just do without seeking
the consent of the owner of the building.
Of the house, because it might invalidate their mortgage that they have on that property, or even the insurance they have, because there are some repairs you will do. For me, in my house, I have a home insurance. I have emergency home insurance as well. If, God forbid, anything happens, I call somebody as a third party to come and repair, and it causes more damage, my insurance will not pay for it because I did not inform them. If you are living in a rented place and you want to uplift the view, the look of the place, apart from painting, the place, which is fine, because even in the council house, when they give you in the UK here, they don't paint it for you, they just give you bed. You want to put carpet on the floor, that's fine. Painting carpet on the floor, that's fine. But if you are now going to start changing the look of the bathroom, my bathroom cost me almost 10 grand. My kitchen, people.
My sister, thank you so much. Excuse me, Mary J. Mary J, please, 1 second, please. Sorry for interrupting you. See, some people don't understand it. Just the bedroom alone might cost you 12, 13,000 euros or 5,000 euros, depending on your test. You understand me? Now, some people don't understand it. And when you, like, before my wife left this morning, she said, why are you always calculating everything in African local currency? Sometimes somebody like me, sometimes I think, this 15,000 euros is enough for me to buy a house or build a bungalow in Africa. You see how I'm being real. This is how I calculate things. My sister, please continue with your...
So, my kitchen, people that live in the UK would have heard, of rent kitchen. That's why I did my kitchen. They are not cheap. I'm not even going to mention how much that is, because when I did my kitchen, had I known now that I'm trying to buy a second house, I had to remortgage my current property, pulled out equity from it to buy the second house. The money I used for my kitchen would have been enough for me to deposit.
Thank you. This is, you see, experience talking. Thank you, my sister, Mary J. You see, this is it. Keep speaking, please. Thank you.
But now I have to pull money out. So I had to pull money out. So obviously my mortgage now has increased a bit because I'm pulling out equity to buy a second house, which I'm in the process of at the moment. But never, when you are renting, instead of you renovating someone, forget how it looks. It doesn't matter how it looks. And I'm one person that don't live by how people, my car is very old. I don't care. Tell me how much is in your bank account. Don't drive cars because you want to impress people and then you are paying the size of the mortgage for your car. Or you are living in a house because of people you want to impress. You invite them to come. It's looking all flashy, but you are paying somebody else's mortgage. Save that money to buy your own house. My house doubled in 10 years. It's doubled. It's doubled. As in the price has gone up in 10 years. My mortgage, not my mortgage, the value of the house doubled in 10 years. That's somebody else's house. If I was paying for it, would have been in the pocket of the landlord. So why would you sit there paying somebody else's mortgage, repairing his house for him, putting more value in his property whilst you are living there as a tenant? That money would have been enough for you to even if you don't buy where you are living, you are still a tenant. You can buy up north if you are living in the UK. You can buy where their house is 120,000, 130,000. You don't have to buy in London where it's 400,000 pounds. All right. The second thing I heard one man say just now about right to buy council property. When you are living in it as well, and you are not yet in the process, you have to be there for 5 years to qualify. If you have not yet bought the house or appraised, not value, they've not come to value it, don't touch a pin. Because guess what? When they come and value, they will value the house at that current state that it is. And so they will determine the value of the mortgage on that house. So why would you want to increase the value before they come and tell you how much it is? It makes no sense. When they've already valued it, then you can improve the look of it. Not before, because then you'll be paying more for the house. It's not yours until it's been valued, and then they tell you how much loan that you will get. You're still going to get a mortgage, which is a loan. All right? So that's why I just wanted to come up and say thank you.
Thank you, Mary J. You made a valid point. Very, very valid. You understand me? Seems you have been following this page because your wisdom is tip top. Let's hear from Slans.
Yeah, thank you so much, Uncle Roddy. I just wanted to disagree with Mr. Mason when he talked about having to have a plan of staying in a rented house for 5 years. Then he says, I give a fancy name of renovation as a facelift. Facelift, backlift, it's all the same, it's renovation. And I do not see a reason why you should renovate the house which is actually rented, And if you want it to be in the standard that you want it to be, there are many houses. Why can't you find another house which is of your desirable interest than having to renovate the house? Because, You can't just sign a contract of rent for 5 years. Who does that? You can't do that. There are a lot of things that do happen. So I strongly disagree, and I'm standing on your on your point of not renovating anything at all when you're renting. Thank you.
Thank you, Slans. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mary J. The amazing VC, amazing Vic. That's his own opinion. But then we like Slans, Mary J. We share the same opinion, and a lot of us that are talking here, we have experienced, we have experiences in life. Do you understand me? Many of us, I know what I'm talking about. And I know a lot of people who have wasted money renovating apartments, houses that they don't own. I'm telling you, instead of you to renovate an apartment or a house you don't own, I mean, gather money and buy your own apartment, even buy it on credit. It will serve you better than renovating another man's house, another person's apartment. That is what I've got to say. And that is why I came out this morning to share with you guys. So guys, I want to bring the program to an end. I'll be coming out in a few hours once more to spend time with you guys. I appreciate everybody who joined me. Here we learn. If you insist you want to renovate an apartment or a house you don't own, you will later come here with regret and tell me, Uncle Rodi, you were right when you said don't renovate. Even in Africa, you cannot be a slave to somebody. Don't work for somebody else. Do you understand what I mean now? Osayi, I see you. So don't work for, here I say it the way it is. And I appreciate everybody who joined me. I'm coming back in a few hours with another great topic. So I appreciate everybody. Hope you've learned. If you are planning on renovating the house, manage it. Let me tell you, manage that house. Highest, see, I don't invite anybody in my home. And let me be managing it. A lot of people renovate their houses, their apartments that they don't own because you want to impress people. Because you want to impress friends and you are swimming in debt. You are struggling financially to meet up. Now, we don't live our lives to impress anybody. Even somebody said, Osayi said, why not seek to relocate to a new and better apartment than that meets your needs? Osayi, maybe when I come back, we are going to address this topic. But then, do you know how much it costs to live in certain apartments in Europe here? That is, there are people who pay 1,500, 2,000 euros. Normal people who I'm not talking, not even in city centers, suburbs. Somebody that pays 1,500 euros a month, do you know how miserable the person's life is going to be? You know the struggles to pay that money. Anybody that is paying above 1,000 euros a month, rent. Man, I know fit too. I'm not telling you lie. I cannot. And even 1,200 euros. How am I going? The person will die. That is stress will kill the person now. And all your life, that's as far as you want to. As far as you are living in Europe, you'll be paying 1,500 euros, 1,200 euros rent. When is it go? Man, you know the kind of life people are living. Every day you will be on the road, looking for money, hustling to pay rent. Man, the story too long.
council tax, petrol, feeding, all those ones never join.
And that is, you need to bear in mind, if you decide to live in Europe here, you need to bear in mind that all your life, until you go to grave, you need to be paying these things. Even when if you are sick, you lose your apartment. If you are not able to pay, if you cannot pay the rent, you are out. You see the stress, people. Man, I'm coming back later for us to, man, you see this abroad. People don't know. This abroad, stress. When I talk about stress, I talk about boredom. Some people say, hey, this man is always complaining. There are people living in Europe, many people living in Europe here, their life is they are stressing their lives out. Stress. Every day, stress of how to pay bill, every day, how to pay rent, how to pay car insurance, if your car spoil, ordinary car you are driving, if your car spoil, did you know? You go for roadworthiness, I think roadworthy, we call it pickle. You need to pay insurance of your car. If your car spoil, you need to take it to mechanic. And then so many things. That yearly picker, that yearly something, we do it here. You need to pay your rent. You need to pay your electricity bill. You need to eat. Sometimes there are other bills that will come from somewhere that will just pop out from somewhere. They will pop up from somewhere, like some kind bills that will come. Now, I went to open my post now. I saw one kind 200 euros. Unexpected bill. And it is mandatory. Everybody will pay it. All this kind of editing. When I come back later, we are going to discuss life in Europe here. Many people you see in this Europe, many people say stress don't kill a lot of people. Stress, that is a lot of people, if they survive this stress, they need to give them certificates of survival. Many people in abroad, if they survive the stress, they need certificate of survival. They need to be issued certificate of survival in this abroad. Well, let me end this broadcast. I'm coming back. Story plenty. I don't intend to stay more. I've not eaten. Yes, I'm coming back later, guys. I just want to come and share this with you guys. If you are seeing me for the first time, follow my page. You can go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my YouTube page at Uncle Rodi. This is how we roll here. I'm coming back, and when I come back, we are discussing life in Europe, and we are going to be real. Here we say, sometimes we joke, we laugh, but we are going to keep it real. I should bring food. Man, ordinary to buy African food, I'm going to touch on that. Very expensive. You go to shopping, you go to supermarket, you buy something to eat. That is before you know, you spend 50 euros. You don't even see what you bought. One time cooking, you cook one time and you don't see what you bought. I'm coming back. Let me go. I want to go now and buy one or two things. Patrick, African food. Somebody said, how soon are you coming back? Do you mean going back to Africa or coming back online? That question is not complete. Do you mean how? How soon am I coming back? Okay, let me say, I'm going to make it around 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. our local time here. Yes, I'm going to make it like 7, 8 p.m. our local time here, okay? Men, if African food is luxury in Europe here, to eat African, you can't even afford the dried fish. Dried fish, dried fish. Dried fish here is like to cook dried fish. And that's my favorite. I don't eat meat. That dried fish, to cook it, to put, dried fish in ogbono soup. Okay. So, goat meat. Mary J, I don't eat meat, but I like dried fish. Esther, how are you doing? Esther, good to see you. Mary J, I don't eat meat. A lot of people, many people that have been following me for a long time knows I don't eat meat. I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke. I don't eat meat, I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke. And this is why I am on social media. I must find something that gives me joy. Esther, I see you. Esther, you joined us late, so you need to go rewatch the broadcast on YouTube. And what makes me happy is creating content online, talking to people, and then that's it. I do what makes me happy. You got it now. So guys, Austin, what Austin, I must like something. Oh yeah, tell me what I like now. I don't smoke, I don't drink alcohol for many years. I don't eat meat at all. Even at times I eat fish, but I don't like all this fresh fish. Also, okay, Esther, you were watching me on YouTube. Thank you. So, thank you, Esther. I appreciate you big time. So, guys, I'm coming back later. We are going to have fun. When next I come back online, we are going to have Lamina asks, how about ladies? What do you think? I'm a man. I'm not a woman. I'm a man. So it's natural to love ladies. I be correct man. That is when you talk man, that's the men. No, I be real, the man. Okay, guys. I have feelings for women only. That's natural. It's natural for a man to have feelings for women. It is natural. Do you understand what I mean? I don't pretend. I don't have. Why should I? I don't have feeling. I have feelings for women only. It is natural. When a woman moves like this, man, you see me. Wow, this is cool. Cause that's it. So, guys, see you. Don't call me a womanizer. I'm not a womanizer, but as a man, I love women. But I don't go after women. But women are good. So guys, see you in my next video. And then when I come back, it's gonna Esther, appreciate you. When I come back, any man that does not love women, we need to question that man. If a man, I love my beard. If a man does not love women, why you as a man, you no go love women? Why shouldn't, man? I love women. Oh. So guys, see you later tonight.